So what if there were a way where you were able to make a guaranteed $1,000 in the next 30 days? Do I have your attention yet? Because I just did an incredible interview with one of the biggest hearted people that is in a money-making opportunity that has nothing to do with network marketing or affiliate marketing. It has nothing to do with you being an influencer or getting out there and, the things that a lot of you have known me for 20 years now online. There are many other ways. That's only how I've made half my money. I've made a whole bunch of other money in places that you've never even known about. Little things behind the scenes, or things you don't need to have a following, or things you don't share with audiences to make money. And this is one of those things. You don't need an audience. You don't need contacts. Nobody even has to know you're doing this. So you're going to learn exactly what I'm talking about. Every single one of you. I don't care if you've never made your first penny online. And I don't care if you've already made multiple seven figures like I have, or anyone in between. If you want something that you can literally, in these next days and weeks to come, you can step into making doctor and lawyer salary and then scaling that and going up to be like the top in the world, you can make life-changing money with this. It is going to take some work. So whether you want to put in 30 minutes a day, or you're like me and you're making a major pivot and you're going to be putting in 4, 6, 8, 10 hours a day starting immediately, because this is incredible. It's a new-ish industry, but it's established enough where it's just starting to go into major momentum. And you'll hear us talk about this. So I just did an interview with a very, very special person. And I'm going to introduce him right here. You're just about to hear from him. I just wanted to put this little snippet in front because the interview went a little longer than I had planned. It went for 1 hour and 6 minutes. And I know that sounds like a lot of time, but if you're willing, is that hour worth $1,000 to you? Because that's completely possible for you right from here. It's going to cost you less than $50 to get access if you choose to check out this community. But there is an essentially guaranteed $1,000 behind that if you choose. And guys and gals, this is so much more than, this is well beyond the little $1,000. I just watched somebody who has like 3 or 4 kids. They are at home by themselves, and they were in a desperate financial situation. And in fact, you're going to hear about them in this interview I did. But I got to watch this on the inside. And they just cleared like $8,000 or $10,000 or something in their first 30 days. That's some of what's possible. Now they are working their tail off and they are not messing around. So most of you are not going to make 10 grand doing this. In fact, I would bet most of you won't even put in the tiny little bit of work to go make the 1,000. But you can make your first $10, like I see people doing all the time. Your first 100. I've been watching people do this, and it's incredible. And this doesn't require TikTok Shop. This is related to UGC, and you're going to learn all about that. So I would love to share more, but let's just dive into it. Please pay close attention. Watch where this guy's heart's at. Watch where his vision is at. He is such a servant leader. He's incredible. I'm deeply grateful to know him and his community. I feel very blessed to have met this gentleman named Austin that I'm about to introduce you to. So let's dive into the interview. Reach out if you have questions and go check it out. All right, guys, I am so excited today. We are going to talk all about something called UGC, and I'm going to introduce you to some incredible people here. So for those of you that know me, you don't need background. For those of you that don't, I've been building businesses online for 20 years. I've been building franchises and other things for more than 20 years. I've built gigantic teams that fill football stadiums, which is crazy to look back. And I can't believe it's been 20 years either. But we're not here to talk about building teams because we're entering into an age here. Everyone knows AI is changing the course of human history, and it's changing it faster than most people understand. And what's happening is that it's creating some really unique new opportunities. So for the past couple years, I've been hearing about things like TikTok Shop and UGC from people like Gary Vaynerchuk, and some of you may have even seen some of the clips I've been sharing recently. And so I have found a couple of experts and an incredible community around UGC, which stands for user generated content. But basically, I want to introduce them, and I'm just going to ask. I'm basically, here's what I want to say. We're gonna kind of do like an interview kind of style. We're just kind of free flow, and I'm gonna ask some questions that are gonna help you get to understand not just what UGC is, but something really unique about this particular community that you're not going to find anywhere else. And I feel very blessed, very grateful to have found Austin and Shara here. Now, Shara, I've known for years, and I just want to share a little bit about them. So first of all, I've known Shara for years. She's always had, our hearts are always in the same place. And every time we've got talking, whether it's on Zooms or Facebook audios, it always ends up, our minds think in the same ways. And we share the same heart to serve others and to stand for the right thing and to make a bunch of money doing cool stuff and helping people on the journey. And that exact thing then transfers over to Austin here as well. And so I'm newer to Austin and his community, but I can tell you, seeing what he does and pouring into his community, this is like brother and sister to me that I'm introducing you to here. And you know, watching, for example, I was watching some of Austin's videos, and when I first went into his community, I find this post and he's like, I will get back to every single person. And the way he framed it, and his community was already 400 people, and it's about to be significantly larger than that. And I just saw a man where his heart is there. He's a servant leader, which is what I've always appreciated, what I've always strove for in my own career. And so I don't want to keep blabbing forever, but I think you were going to love Austin and Shara here. So Shara is, and you guys please correct me if I'm off here. Shara is essentially the community manager and basically keeping so many things, the glue together. And Austin is not just a UGC creator, but he's also created all of this training helping average everyday people to learn how to make a part-time to a full-time to even a potentially life-changing income. And you are going to have to put in work, but this is work that is, you don't need an audience. You don't need to have this big email list. You don't need to have been doing things. You know, a lot of people say, well, Jason, network marketing is easier for you because you've been doing it for so long and all these people know you and you're connected to all these networkers now. Yeah, but I'm also connected to a whole bunch of people who don't have that stuff and they don't want to go pitch their friends and family, or they don't want to text every person in their cell phone. And that's how I started my career online in May of 2006, was to find how to attract people to you online and then help them build income. And so this is a version of that, except we get superpowers with people paying, putting money behind these little tiny clips you can make, little videos of various products and services. So with all that said, Shara and Austin, share a little bit about your background or whatever you're called to share here.
I guess that means I'll go first. So, Jason, thanks for having us today. I appreciate you, always have. You're also a servant leader. And I think that sometimes people are brought together in communities like this just based on values, morals, beliefs, all the things. And I know everything happens for a reason. And I am extremely blessed to have found Austin. I found him through a friend, and this community, just what I have seen, like I started July 17th in this community. And so that just gives you an idea of how huge the momentum is right now. And we have some big things happening inside. And I'm really excited to just be a part of that. And I'm honored to know you, of course, and Austin and me myself. I'm learning so much because this is an industry, like a small part of the industry that I'm new to as well, right? The creation part of it. Austin has just been an incredible mentor, on the creator side. But like you said, the servant heart and everything just, it unites and it aligns really well with who I am. And I'm excited to grow this thing bigger than anything that we've ever done in the past. And I'm just excited because I think the number one thing about what drew me to the community was the fact that I was in there and I could see on an everyday basis the newest person that has never made a dollar online. I'm seeing those wins happen inside here every single day. People that have no experience, have no following, and have tried multiple things in the past. Those are the people winning inside of this community. And so that's why I feel like this is just like we are on the cusp of something great with, the way Austin teaches, his heart. And I'm just blessed to be here. So Austin, this is all you, my friend. I'm
Can
super happy that we're here.
let me just real quickly, I want to say, seeing those people that I've been following some of them as well for the last couple weeks, and also outside of this for a year and a half, I've been watching hundreds of people change their life with TikTok Shop. And all of those people, and I love what's happening here in Austin's community and Shara, now your community, that seeing brand new people that have never made money or they've always struggled with the typical things that are out there. And I don't care if it's like their first $10 or their first $10,000 month or whatever it's so inspiring. This is it's what drove me to do almost everything I've done for 20 years online. So I wanted to add that. And one other little thing here, it's wise to get in front of things that are in major momentum and upswing. And I just grabbed a little screenshot. Just last week, Gary Vee was sharing this is like the first 5% of the market where it's literally just about to completely explode like crazy. And most people don't even know what this stuff is. This is exactly where he likes to get into markets at. And I have so many mentors that have made 8 and 9 figures, tens and hundreds of millions of dollars. They credit completely to being in the right places at the right times. And that's why I'm willing to shift a focus away from network marketing and towards what we're doing with UGC. So, and by the way, I'm sharing this as just a person introducing you to this community. This is not network marketing or anything. This is Austin's community and Shara is helping with it. I'm just a builder and so like I'm doing the stuff to make the content. So anyway, Austin would love to hear from you, bro. And thank you, Shara.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on, Jason, and also the warm introduction both of you guys gave me. I want to start off by saying I love how you said being at the right place at the right time. My thing is that everything has just lined up right now, but I've been trying to get this going for 6 years. And the thing is, yes, the community is doing so well right now. No one saw where it struggled so much. It struggled whenever I tried to get things going. And I've always had this heart to help people. You can call it the Christian heart, you can call it the servant heart, the leader heart, whatever it is. I've always wanted to help people. But the thing is, if I would have been given this exact opportunity to lead 400 people, to lead a big agency, to be a top 5 creator and agency on Trybe, I couldn't have done it 3 years ago. So the skills that I have learned have now built me to this point. But I want to kind of just touch onto the fact that I am a younger person. I know some people look at me and they say, this kid doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a lot younger. Why would I listen to him? My thing is that even though I am younger, I have had a lot of experience. I've been in the social media game. I've been in the online space for the past 7 years. Since I started back in high school, I was looking for ways to make money. The way that I would go about making money, this was before COVID time. I kid you not, I would go onto YouTube. I would search into the search engine. I was like, top 5 side hustles for 2021 or 2020. And I would click on the search filter and I would do most recently upload. I'm looking for the newest thing, the newest opportunity that's out there. And I would be the first person on it. So I tried so many different things. And Jason, we talked before this call. You tried drop shipping, you tried Amazon FBA. I've done it all. I've failed so many times. The thing is, people always tell you this. You don't see people's failures. You only see their wins. So the thing is, everyone sees this big community that's been built, and I'm able to give all this effort and I'll do all these things. It's because I've given all this stuff before this big community was here. So before I touch on the person I am myself, I just want to share that I've been doing this for a while. And even though I do have my own community, I'm still making content. I'm still putting out 500 videos a day. I'm still giving back. I'm hopping on 3 calls a week. I'm hopping on community calls. I'm here for you guys. I'm here for everyone. I don't want this to be like a sales call where I like pitch my community. I want to pitch the fact that I'm here to help you. Whenever I get on calls with my community members, I offer one-on-one calls. If you guys are struggling or anything, I will get on a 15-minute one-on-one call. Even if it's literally 10 minutes long, I will hop on that call because I love hearing the fact that, hey, I'm trying to get my kid into college. I'm trying to pay off some debt. I need the quickest way to make money. I'm not going to promise them $10,000. One thing I can promise, if you put the work in and you say, hey, I have some time, you're going to make money. And then whenever I look at my win section, I see people, making their first $100, their first $500. That's what warms my heart. And that's what makes me keep going, because as a Christian person and also just as a human in general, we need fulfillment. We need something that actually wakes us up to keep going and something that actually drives us. Because if you put a number goal on what you want to do in life, you're not going to be fulfilled. You can say you want to make the $10,000, the $5,000, but once you hit that, you're going to be stuck. So having that drive and passion, okay, I want to help people. I want to do this. I want to see people overcome challenges. That's where my heart lives. And that's where this community has been built on so much. If you guys watch my YouTube videos, and I am so passionate about this, I have never edited a single video in my entire life on YouTube. Never. I sneeze on videos, I cough, I mess up. But the thing is, I'm so personal, and that's how my conversion rate does so well. I give you guys this aspect as if I'm a regular person. I'm not some big influencer, someone with a big studio. I'm in my bedroom right now making a video. You guys see the TV behind that I watch Netflix on. I am so personal, and I want that aspect. I want you guys to see I am just like you guys. I'm nothing major. I'm nothing like that. The only difference is I just found something that worked, and I just put so much volume. To give you guys perspective, I have done over 35,000 videos, UGC videos, influencer product review videos on the online space in the past 7 years. So I have been in every single program. I started my online marketing journey, you can call it, as an Amazon influencer. In 2022, completely different. Back when Amazon had 10 videos to get in, now it's only 3 videos, but it's completely different. Back before Creator Connection was a thing. I ended up doing about $55 million in total revenue since 2022. Moved over to TikTok Shop. I was one of the first ever TikTok Shop creators on there. If you guys were at the beginning stages, it went absolutely insane. I made probably around $800,000 in GMV total. It died down a little bit. But then whenever it started to die off, I ended up losing my Amazon account. Amazon was my main income driver. I was making close to about $20,000 to $30,000 a month, which is insane money. I had the lifestyle increase. I had the whole life change. But the thing is, my life started to increase. And once I lost that entire income, I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. I'm lost. I need to make money. And I have a finance degree and also have a master's degree in marketing. So I had that aspect. I was like, okay, this is my backup plan. Let's go get a job. I went into the real estate field. I was doing real estate, but it wasn't my calling. I didn't have the feeling for real estate. I was out there selling houses. I was like, I can't do this. It's just not a 9-to-5 job. There's nothing wrong with a 9-to-5 job. But the thing is like, I feel capped. I feel stuck. And I feel like this is not what I want to do. So I essentially made the switch over. But right before I was making the switch over, I was like, I'm going to figure out this social media game. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm either going to just figure out retainers on TikTok, figure out my UGC profile, get on Fiverr, get on Upwork, do gigs. And I was like, I'm just going to take a leap of faith and I'm going to put my 2-week notice in. I kid you not, the day before I put my 2-week notice in, the app that we're going to talk about is called Trybe. Trybe came out, and I was one of the first 15 creators invited over to Trybe. My second day on Trybe, I had a $400 day. And then if that was like not direct confirmation, okay, go full all into this thing. And I did it. I went hard. I went very hard to Trybe. My first 30 days, I was probably one of the top 10 creators on this app. I did about $100,000 in GMV. If you don't know what GMV is, essentially just gross metric value, gross merchandise value. It's like a sales. In commission, I did about $8,000 my first 2 weeks on this program. And I was able to quit my job. I started working on Trybe. I started making videos. I started making these UGC videos, which we'll get into. But essentially, I started looking, where is there more information? How can I learn to get more brand deals? How can I learn more about Trybe? How can I learn more about UGC? No one was talking about this concept. No one even had this space even talked about. I searched up Trybe and it pulled up like Africans and like all these different things and I was like, okay, this is definitely something that needs to be touched on. So as a marketer myself, my master's degree in marketing, I said, I know what SEO is, search engine optimization. I know how I can rank and be the top person. So I said, I'm going to dedicate every single day to make 2 videos every single day. And at some point, I know the power of this program. I know what it's going to do, just like you talked about, Jason. Being early to something is like the gold mine. So I said, I'm so early to this big TikTok shop rush. I made videos every single day. I would make a video. And the videos were doing horrible. They were getting 3 views, 2 views, 1 views. They were doing absolutely horrible. But I was getting a funnel of like random people joining in. I ended up getting 3 people into my school community. My school community, we would have a call every single day. And these calls were 3 hours long. I was just sharing so much sauce. This is the brand I'm doing. This is the retainer. I was doing it for free. I was using all my time up just to help these people. And they're like, hey, you need to pay for this because this is value that people would charge thousands of dollars for. So essentially, I raised the community up from free to $19. I kept making the YouTube videos and I randomly, kid you not, it was my 12th video that I made. I made a title. It said, how to make your first $1,000 on Trybe, no BS guide. And that video just absolutely blew up. And that video is actually how I found Shara. And Shara introduced me to this entire new space. It's called course promoters or affiliate marketing or network marketing. And there's a space where there are people that actually promote your community and bring in like-minded people and like-minded individuals to your space. And then it just grew. We have grown now in the past 60 days to something that I couldn't even imagine. And yes, I do work very hard, but I love what I'm doing. And I know we're going to jump into actually what everything is, but I just want to explain. I love the fact that I can talk to people. I love the fact that I can get on these calls, see people's wins, hear people's stories. I'm a sucker for a really good come up story. So whenever I hear, there's nothing wrong with this. Whenever I hear you're a single mother, you're trying to pay off your debt, you're trying to be able to make this money, I'm like, okay, I have the program for you. If you can just give me an hour of your day, and even if you've never made content before, give me an hour out of your time. I will teach you. I hold your hand. I have full dedicated courses. And like I said, it's not some big marketing pitch. I am here to tell you, I will show you the ways. I've been doing this for a while. I know what it's like not to be able to make money, spend all your time on all these courses, being in all these different communities and not get success. If you just give me some time, I can show you. So I want to give an introduction to myself. I know we're going to have a lot more questions, but just show you guys I'm a human just like you guys. I'm nothing different. I'm wearing a regular Nike jacket. I don't have some big studio. I'm just like you guys.
Austin, bro, that is so perfect. So people can see who you really are, because that's why we're even on this call. We wouldn't be doing this if I wouldn't have already seen all this within you. And I just appreciate you sharing your heart, your vision, what makes you do what you do. It's so for those people out there that have been struggling, when you find someone special like Austin that has a specialized skill set and they love teaching it, grab on to their coattails with both hands and do not let go, and go for it. And you heard him say, he loves seeing people. The harder your background is, the more he loves it. But yeah. I've watched him in their school community just light up every time somebody shares, and tons of people are having wins. It's it's exciting for me. And this isn't even my community, although I feel like it's mine, but this is, you know what I mean? I feel like this is home, and it's amazing. And so, I guess one thing, Austin, can you explain what UGC is, and basically how I know there's things like retainers, and there's things like, how does it work from the bigger general UGC before we get into Trybe specifically? Just kind of maybe a couple minutes on what is UGC and how do people make money with this? Like they're not making videos to send people on their to text message their friends, right?
Yeah. So whatever most people think of UGC, first off, UGC stands for user generated content. And whenever people think of UGC, you think of, okay, a place where I'm going to be able to make a video for a brand. I'm going to make this very detailed, super edited, very aesthetic Canva-like video, and I'm going to send it out to this brand. This brand's going to pay me a one-time fee. Usually some people throw around the word usage rights. Essentially, they can use your video for a couple of days, 15 to 30 days. You make this video, and then they can run that ad. They're going to pay you a certain dollar fee for your video. And you find these different brands on different gigs like Fiverr, Upwork, places where you get just like one-time payment. Now, that is still a thing. It's very good. You can make great money with it. But the thing is, when people find out about something, they share it and it gets out and then it just becomes saturated. So then the places to make the good, easy money, it's hard to come by. So where we have transitioned into the part of UGC is now transitioning. I call it product reviews, even though it's still UGC. This is just reviewing a product and essentially influencing somebody. So I started my UGC journey off on Fiverr. I have a really good Fiverr profile. I am a top badge earner on Fiverr, but it's completely different because on Fiverr, let's say you find a brand, they're going to pay you $500 for one video. But the thing is with that, they're going to want 5 different hooks. If you don't know what a hook is, it's essentially the way you're going to catch your viewers' attention. Whenever everyone's on their phone, doom scrolling at 3 a.m., what makes your video so much different that they can stop scrolling and watch your video? But let's say you make that video and your hook isn't good. They're going to want a revision. And if that was like it, they're going to want another revision. They can have up to 5 different revisions. So guess what? That video you spent 30 minutes on now turned into 3, 4, 5 hours to recreate. And yes, you are getting paid $300-$400, but you just spent 5 hours on one singular video. So it is money to be made in this UGC space. But the way that we have transitioned now, and the reason why I'm going to talk about Trybe is so much better than the space of Amazon Influencer Program and the TikTok Shop program, is because instead of having all these different concepts, you use yourself as a person. I always tell people, if you're really good, if you have the body of like a natural bodybuilder, use that to your concept. You should do really good in supplements, talking about caffeine, talking about creatine. If you're someone that loves to do like lifestyle, you're like a home person, talk about your favorite lamp, talk about your favorite bed set, your comforter. Those are things because the thing, for example, I'm not someone that's dealt with postpartum. I've never done with pregnancy. I've never done with any of that stuff. I'm not going to be able to promote that stuff. But you give me a supplement product or you talk about a men's libido product, I will be able to sell you so well because I can have a good hook. I can relate to you as a person like, okay, this person kind of looks like me. They have the same body shape. They have the same feeling. They sound like me. I'm going to buy from them because they look like me. Now, why Trybe is a lot different than regular UGC. Instead of getting paid a one-off fee for just your video, you get percentages of sales. You're making a one-time video. So for example, I have this product called Magic Mind right here. Let's say I made a video for this product. I send it off to the brand. This brand is now running your video through Meta. Meta is Facebook and Instagram. Every time that this makes a sale, I make 10% commission. So if this product is a $100 product, I don't know how much it is. If it's a $100 product, I make $10 every single time I sell this product. If your video is really good, you get more ad spend. The more sales, the more ad spend, your video gets pushed even more. If a video is doing very well, they won't turn that video off. So now take this in consideration. You make usually $300 from a regular UGC style video on Fiverr. If you have a video that does really well, you can have upwards of $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 from one singular video. I have one video I posted 3 weeks ago that's already made me $2,000, and it's a simple 10-second video. You're not looking for this super edited, polished video. I do edit the videos, but it does not take me that long. You can use AI to make these videos. So essentially, to answer your question, Jason, UGC is essentially you being a human in front of the camera, giving someone a perspective. Okay, you look like me as a regular human. How can this product that you're showing me influence me and also solve a pain point? Because UGC is essentially you giving someone a solution to their problem, whatever it is, because no one's going to buy something like, for example, no one wants to see your Colgate toothpaste. We don't want to see that. Why is the toothpaste that you're using, why is it useful? Why do I need it? Is it going to help my gums? Okay, I'm having cavity issues. Why would this solve my problem? That's where UGC is, having a pain point and giving a solution.
That's awesome. And so tell me if this is correct, that you're training people how to make these little short videos, review videos of all kinds of different products. And then the brands, if they like the videos, they will run ads towards them. So the person's not paying anything, right? They've paid nothing. All they do is shoot a little review video of a product, or many review videos, ideally, because you want to get a lot of hooks in the water. Then the brands, when they like your video, they will pay to run ads towards them, sometimes to the tune of thousands, tens of thousands a day, right? Like these are bigger budgets, right? Sometimes.
Correct. Big budget, huge budgets.
So give while we're on that, what are some of the budget ranges that you've seen? Just so people know this is not some little, they have like 10 grand. Some people do, but some are big, right?
Yeah, so I actually want to get the perspective. I also am an agency owner on Trybe. So once you guys join in, I have my own brands. Now I'm getting on calls with these brands. And the one thing that I asked, and I have multiple questions, but the one thing I asked, can we see the meta dashboard? Because let's say, for example, you find a brand you really love. It's a really good coffee brand, but they're only spending $5,000, $5,000 a month on ads. From a regular perspective, like, okay, $5,000, that's a good amount of money. I could use $5,000. That is nothing. That is probably 20,000 views. You want a brand that's spending, I'm not saying even if they're first starting off, that's fine. You can work with a brand from start, but the brands that are doing really good money, they're spending upwards of six figures. I have a brand that's called Fit Sleep. I want to share with you guys the brand name. They're spending $1.7 million a month on ads. So that means all the creators that are coming in, you guys are getting a big pool of $1.7 million. And that goes to your videos. Now, to answer your question, if you are completely new to UGC, you've never made a video, these are completely free products. You put a sample request in, the brand sends you a sample to your address. And let's say you guys have never made content. I teach you guys how to do this, but I always say, sell me the product as if you were on FaceTime with your best friend. Let's say you want to essentially give them your best cup of coffee and you want to talk about this new coffee shop. Sell me why I should go to this coffee shop. What's the reason why this coffee shop is better than going to Dutch Bros or Starbucks? Why is this hole in the wall space so good? I want you to talk as if that. Don't make the video a 5-minute video. There needs to be very short form videos that are 9:16 vertical videos. They need to be about a minute long. And essentially, whenever I talk about these videos, there's a hook, there's a body, and there's a CTA. The hook is, how are you going to catch my attention? Like, for example, if you're going to talk about a coffee shop, you could say, this coffee shop has the absolute best latte. Not because it contains, not because it has oat milk, creamer, this flavor. That's your hook. You're selling me on what it has. Your body goes into essentially, why is this very beneficial for me? How can this help me? How can this solve my problem? And then your CTA, call to action, essentially your offer. This hole in the wall place just opened up, but they're offering half price drinks because they just opened up the first time. Go check them out. I'm going to give you the address. That's all it is. So essentially talk to these people as if you're on a FaceTime call and just make your videos. I know a lot of people are completely new to it, so I don't want you to get tripped up. Even if you guys have never even wanted to put your face on camera, you can do faceless. Like, you can turn this camera around. You can talk about this product. I actually recommend that. If you guys don't have the confidence being on front of the camera, talk about the product, but in front of it, talk about why you like it, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. You don't always have to promote a product, the best things about it. Now, in my experience, don't promote a product that you don't like because you're not going to get any sales. But even if you're completely new, there is a space for you. You don't have to put your face on camera. You don't even have to show the product. You can do voiceover clips. You can do B-roll clips. So essentially, yes, there's a lot of different ways to go about it. And there are so many different brand budgets. So don't get tripped off on a brand if they are first starting off. You can work with them. You can be one of their core founding creators, or you can go with some of these big budget creators and make a lot more money.
Yeah, that is perfect, man. Thank you for that explanation. And I love that you brought in they can do it faceless as well, because a lot of people have those objections or questions, or they're worried about getting on video. And so, and you gave a good range that some of these brands, $1.7 million a month, they're putting into ads to drive traffic towards the videos that we are creating.
Yep.
And so the better we get at creating these videos, the more of that money, because our ads will do better, they'll spend more on us, we make more sales, and we're getting a piece of all the sale. So they're obviously making far more than 1.7 million in their product sales.
Yes.
And then
yes.
they're paying out a percentage of what they're making.
Correct.
So
most brands shoot for a ROAS, return on ads, of about a 2. Essentially, if you had a 1, that means if you put $10,000 in ad spend behind the video, you're going to get $10,000 in sales. They're looking for a 2. That means they get double. So that means they make profit. But one thing I also wanted to add on is the fact that we're in a point where these big brands that you guys see in Walmart and Target, like Carpe, Goalie, Harry's, I just got the Harry's razor. I use that to shave my face. The fact that we can get these products completely for free, make a video for it, and you see yourself out in the random on Instagram, and you're just making money for this big, well-known brand. That is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Yes, you have it on TikTok Shop, but it's very secluded. It's hard to get onto these brands. They want to see, okay, you have this big sales volume and made all this sales, made all this content. You guys can get on this platform and immediately first day getting on, request a sample and work with these well-known brands. That's why I think Trybe is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
that's what, so let me dig into that some. So on Trybe, they're sending you out, is it refundable samples, or they're just sending out samples, or is it
Nope.
kind of, how does that work on Trybe?
It's completely free samples. So as soon as you join the brand, you'll see free request sample. You put your address in, you choose a sample that you want, they send it out. No refundable samples, so you guys don't have to make sales and get paid back. They send you that sample automatically for free.
So what that means, everyone, like in TikTok Shop, when you're first starting, you have to pay for the refundable sample, and then your video, you have to sell a certain number of them before they refund what you paid. Where over here on Trybe, it's no money out of pocket. So if they approve, and Austin, what does it look like? I know you have guidance on this in the community, but for someone on the outside, do they just apply to everything and they'll get some of the samples, or is it everything they apply they'll definitely get? Or maybe this ties in some of how your agency works too, which I think that's important, that let's cover this somewhere, whether it's here or not, that what I believe is you with your agency, you're picking out the products that you already know have a far greater chance to help us win than the 9 or 10 or whatever thousands of other products that people might randomly just shoot in the dark for. Go into some of that stuff.
So one thing, I'm actually glad you touched on this. One thing that is very important, if you guys are coming on, do not request a single brand until you guys have 5 videos up in your profile. The reason why this, even if you guys never make content, you need 5 videos up. If you've already been on TikTok Shop, take your winners, take your top performing videos, just download them and upload them onto your profile. I want you guys to look at this as if you guys were going to interview for a brand, or you guys are interviewing for a job. You have your resume, but then the brand looks at your resume, but they want to hear you as a person. Like, what do you have to offer? So if you have no videos, if your profile just looks completely blank, first off, this brand's not going to trust you that you're going to make a video for their sample. They can't see, okay, what kind of style content will this person create? Do they actually even resonate with my brand? Like, for example, I'm not going to work with a baby cares brand because I don't have a baby. So I'm not going to resonate with that brand. It is so important to have those 5 videos up. And also the 5 videos, I don't want you to think so hard on. Get 3 videos of your face on there. 1 video, maybe, showing the product faceless, and then maybe just one, just you talking about it. It doesn't have to be this over edited video, but you have to have 5 videos up, because if you're not, you're just requesting these brands with a blank profile with no profile picture, you're going to get denied on every single sample. I've seen it happen in my community. People join in, they say, hey, I haven't gotten any samples. I look at their profile, there's no videos. So once you have that, I promise you, your odds of getting samples are so much higher. Now, to answer your question, beginning times on Trybe, yes, you probably only need to request 3-4 brands and you would get a sample for every single one of them. But as this program is starting to grow, you can't just do 1 or 2 brands. I say if you see a brand that you like and you like, hey, I maybe can resonate with this product, I can make a video for it, request. And the thing is, there's a process. There's a request process to request to work with the brand. You get approved, and then you can request samples. So you can't immediately get in there and just start requesting samples immediately. So that's why that approval process of having your 5 videos on your profile is so important. But essentially, you're just going to get in there, request to work with the brand, you get approved, and then request samples. That's the only process. But 5 videos is probably the most important thing whenever you guys first join on. Learn the platform, understand, okay, there are thousands of brands. There's over 8,000 brands right now on the platform. You're probably going to get overwhelmed. I don't know where to go. Before you click request on any brand, make sure those 5 videos are up and then start requesting. Now, to answer your question also, through the agency, you get to skip the entire process of requesting work with brands. I've already vetted them on. So let's say, for example, there's a brand called Stuff. They have these little mini plush dumbbells. They're like little pillows. If you guys want to work with them, I'm going to assign you that brand. So you skip the entire approval process. All you do is request samples. They come out to your house and that's it. You guys make the videos. I, as an agency, full stack agency, I teach you guys how to make the content. I show you guys the winning angles, what contents we're going to be working on that week, what videos you should be targeting, if it's going to be a faceless, a video edit, whatever it is. And then you guys just make the video. That's essentially all it is.
Awesome. Thank you, Austin. And so let's talk about what things can look like for, so 2 profiles of people here. Let's first of all touch the one that will impact most people, which would be they're working a full-time job. A lot of these people have families, and they're busy with a lot of things per week, but they have a desire to start bringing in some extra income, and they're serious about it, and they're going to put some time in. What would that look like in their life, whether it was like a daily amount of time, or maybe it's like the weekends they put in 4 to 8 hours across Saturday, Sunday, whatever, the different people's kind of lifestyles, but someone who they want to get started with this part time. So what would that look like as far as what their week might look like in their shoes? Like, what are they doing? And then also what kind, and I know we can't promise any money. Maybe you can give some ranges of what you've seen people do, not just like the top couple like superstars, but and I want to hear them too, but someone else who, they've like they're making $10 a week, 50, $100 a week, whatever that, I don't know what the numbers look like. So can you talk to that a little bit?
Yeah. So first thing that I want to tell you guys, I have in my community, whenever you guys first join in, there is a pinned post that says you can get a guarantee. I'm going to explain on this. You can get a guaranteed $1,000 retainer. And essentially what a retainer is, the brand is paying you for a certain amount of videos. This brand is going to pay you $1,000 for 30 videos. So I tell you guys, once you're comfortable being in front of camera, you immediately, the first day you request, you get that retainer. So the day you join, you could be earning $1,000 minimum your first day. But the reason why I don't push this retainer is if you guys are completely new to content, you're probably not gonna be able to put 30 videos up in a month. So I don't push that because I don't want you guys to feel pressured, say, oh, how am I gonna get 30 videos up? But if you guys are like, hey, I wanna grind, I wanna make $1,000, $2,000 my first 30 days, you can do it. I don't promise anything because you're gonna have to put the time and effort in, but you can make your first $1,000 in this program very easy if you make 30 videos.
Can I jump? I just want to share something. Yeah. For those of you, if that like kind of if that gets in your heart, that is $33 a video. So now how much more willing are you to grind some videos when you're getting paid $33 per video on a relationship Austin already set up for us? That is unheard of. That's amazing, bro. That alone, is like, you got to get in this community. But keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's very, and that's one of the things that sets the community apart. The fact that you guys can never make content before you join in. And I think it's also like a little dopamine rush. You get on the platform, you see like a little retainer that says guaranteed $1,000 retainer as long as you submit 30 videos. It's a huge thing. But also I want to talk about if you guys are just coming into space and you don't think you do 30 videos, what it's going to take is, it's just like a sport. You guys, you're not going to be the best at it. I always tell people your first video is going to be the absolute worst video you guys ever make. It's going to be very cringy. You're going to feel like it's horrible. So it's going to take you a while. It's probably going to take you 2 hours your first video, but it's just reps and repetition. Once you guys make that first dollar, you're going to get that dopamine rush. Okay, I made my first dollar off a video that was so bad. And then you're going to say, okay, let me fix this. Let me fine tune this. You're going to make money. What I'm seeing in this space, because you kind of asked for numbers, I'm seeing people that have never made content. They're ranging about the $100 to about $400 mark from never making content ever in their life. They're making about $100, $400, and they're doing this only from a 1 to 2 hour span every other day. So they're not even working this every day. It's not like something you need to spend 8 hours on. It's something that you spend an hour, because a video takes me, if I were to sell you this product, it would take me 30 seconds. And then it would take me another 2 minutes to edit it. So this doesn't take that long. It takes another 2 minutes to post. So a 5-minute span to make one video, let's say you guys just make 1 to 2 videos a day. That's all I'm asking. 1 to 2 videos a day takes you maximum 30 minutes. You guys can be looking at, I'm not promising, but you guys can be looking coming in a couple $100. And that couple $100 pays for your, pays for your meals. It pays for some debt you guys need to pay off, maybe a car payment, and everyone can use that. And that's why I promote this community so well, because I only charge $49 for this community. It's very low price, but the amount of value you guys get from this, because from the agency perspective, you pointed out how much you can make per video. These brands that I bring on, they pay you per video as well. Like, for example, I have a brand, it'll pay you $15 per submission, and it's also going to give you 10% GMV. So I want you to look at it in a numbers perspective. If I could make 10 videos every single day for this product, I would make a guaranteed $150. If you could just stick it out, I know, and you're going to write on your whiteboard, 10 videos, no matter what, before I go to sleep, $150 every single day. That's $1,500 that I know that you guys could use in your pocket. Now, if you guys want to go above and beyond, which some of the creators in the group have done, you get these retainers. And retainers, like I told you, essentially you're getting paid to make a certain amount of videos. You stack them. You find brands, you say, hey, I would love to work with your brand. Would you be open if I actually got on a retainer? And I kind of explain and go a little bit more depth about that. But you stack these retainers. You get $1,000 retainer, $1,000 retainer, $1,000. Now you're making $5,000 a month. But Where the problem comes in, you're gonna have to put volume up. You're gonna have to put up 150 videos a month. You're gonna need time to put in this program. That's when you get from the part-time perspective into the full-time. But the thing is, there is so much room. There's over 9,000 brands. And that's why I never gatekeep a single thing. People always say, why do you always show your brands? Why do you always show what brands you're working with? Because there's so many brands out there. If my brand gets super saturated, I'm going to go on to the next one. And I just kind of want to just tell you guys, if you're completely new to content, you can make money in this space. And the thing is, I don't even promise money, but one thing I can tell you, if you begin this program for the first 60 days, if you actually go hard and get 100 videos and you do not make at least $100, which pays for your membership for those 2 months, I will personally give you your money back for the community. That's like my thing that I always tell people. I have never paid a single dollar back. And another thing that I'm very prideful on in the community, Shara can also vouch for this, we have a 99% retention span in school, which is very unheard of. For a very high dollar community and having a 99% retention, only losing 3 people, people are making money. And whenever you're in a job that makes you regular money in real life, you never want to leave that job because it pays the bills, it pays the money. You guys don't have to look at this as like a big, oh, I'm going to make $20,000 in a month. You can look at this as something that's going to pay for the groceries for the week. That's going to pay for the kids' college tuition. That's going to pay for some student loan debts I'm trying to pay off. And that's what I promise you guys, that you can make that money. Now, if you want to take this a step and go beyond, and I want to talk about this, Jason, because there are people that want to come in this space that are doing TikTok shop. I have creators, and Shara can vouch for this as well. There are creators in their first 30 days making $9,000. I have a creator that made $16,000 in her first 22 days in this program. I have a full dedicated YouTube video exactly breaking down how she did it, but $22,000 is just absolutely insane. I have never heard that in my life. Me personally, I didn't do that. I didn't even make that much money. But Tahara, I'm going to say her name, Tahara came on and she just exceptionally went well. She put up so much volume. She said, I need to pay off debt and I'm going to do whatever it takes. She put up at least 300 videos her first month and it just reciprocated. I always tell people, don't look at the amount of money you're making. Look at the amount of output you're putting in.
Yes.
Because if you're looking, okay, my videos are improving. I'm working with this brand. I'm getting on this retainer. The money's going to follow. So to answer your question, it ranges, but you can make money in this program as long as you're able to at least give it an hour a day. That's it.
Yeah, that's perfect, bro. And what, so let's say someone, so I know it's a smaller percentage, but I know this fits some people that they are, they're in between income or they immediately are ready to go full time, 8+ hours a day, whatever that might look like, and some people are probably going to make 10 videos and some people are going to do 30 and 50 in the same amount of time. Right. So what can things look like for someone like you mentioned with Tahara? That's incredible. And not, so I think you covered that good, what someone might be able to do like in their first month. By the way, I didn't know this until a few hours ago talking to Shara. So Tahara had no background in this stuff, right?
No, not a single background. She's just a mother with 4 kids.
Her background was failed network marketing is what I understand, and failed affiliate marketing and all the things that so much of I would say my audience, but it's way more than that. These are friends and colleagues. Some of these people I've known, I've been in the trenches with for 20 freaking years for some of them. And it's so it's really special seeing all this. I'm so glad that you're able to share some of what you see from the inside. So talk to me about, so we're shooting this on August 10th, 2026. What could something, and so Austin, so I'm going to ask this for me. And I know it's a smaller percentage of people, but I'm a huge dreamer. I work my tail off. Everyone knows that. And I will grind and I will touch as many lives as I can, which includes if I'm selling a product to someone, this is impacting their life because they're getting a good deal on it. So and I'm serving these brands. And so anyway, what could things look like? We have 4.5 months to the end of the year. What could things look like? For example, and maybe even tell what could it look like for Tahara, like by the end of the year. What could things look like? I'm brand new to this community. I don't have my 5 videos posted up. I have nothing. If I crank for the next 4 months, by the end of this year, what could my life possibly look like? And not pie in the sky where here's what maybe somebody could do. What could it really look like? Someone putting in 40, 50, 60+ hour weeks for the rest of this year? What could they do? What's possible?
Yeah. So Jason, I'm going to give you some sauce that I really only give my community. Whenever you guys first come on, you make your 5 videos. If you have made content before, please lead with that. I don't care if you never made content on Trybe, never made money before. Like, for example, Jason, you have a background in all these different spaces. I want you to go, and this is the sauce I'm going to give out. How I find my brand is so effortless and there's just no competition. Go onto Trybe, onto Instagram, onto TikTok, onto YouTube, find their pages and look through the comment section. And you're going to look for those brands that are commenting under Trybe saying, hey, I loved your platform. It's changing my life. It's changing my business. We're looking for more creators. You're going to go through and you're going to create a DM through these brands. And then after you finish those DMs, you're going to go to their followers who they're following, and you're going to look through their brands as well. And I'm telling you, that's how I find my brands. And then from there, you are getting into a stage in a place where there's no competition because a lot of the people find these brands on the first page on Trybe. They see a brand. Okay, I know this brand. I know Carpe, I know Goalie. I know these brands. So I'm going to request for them. They have over 15,000 creators already. You don't want to work with them. You want to work with these brands. They have detailed creators. And the thing is, they have retainers. Retainers is where the money is made. I always tell people whenever you first join in, request for 100 brands. Figure out, what brands are going to send you a sample, what brands hold their weekly calls, which ones have creator briefs. And then from there, you're going to figure out which ones value you as a creator. Who's going to give you a retainer, who's going to give you good commissions, and who's going to actually work with you long-term and not just 1 to 2 posts. Once you get that retainer, you dial in. You find you 3 to 4 brands are going to pay you that, and that's it. Because with a retainer, you're going to earn, let's just say, for example, I'm giving you how my retainers look. I'm on a $3,000 retainer for 90 videos. I get 4 retainers for $3,000. That right there is $12,000 on top of the commission you're making for other brands. So let's just say on average right now, I'm doing about $7,000 to about $10,000 of commission. So you combine that, there is $20,000. That's where I'm saying the sauce is, because there's no competition with those brands. But we're in quarter 3. If you guys don't know the online money making space, all the money is made in quarter 4 because that is the gifting season when people have their money. Quarter 1 has, there's some money because that's where the tax refund is. But quarter 4, you make so much money. And that's why I always tell people, you're essentially laying a brick right now. You're just building your house right now, laying bricks. And once you hit that quarter 4, these videos that you made, they're going to reproduce 3-4 months later. So that's why it's so important to go so hard now. So if you need to take a break, for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, you have that. But the videos you made, the big house you built, you're making all the residual income from it. So to answer your question, the start here guide, I want to also just tell that sauce before I got into it. But the start here guide, make your 5 videos. You're just going to request a lot of brands. Do not get discouraged if you request 100 brands and you somehow see, only 20 of them accepted you. That's just part of it. Because the thing is, you probably would have requested all these big brands, or you requested brands that have no clue how Trybe works. It's a trial and error game. But from those brands, you're going to get your samples and you're going to figure out, okay, what are my top 5 brands I'm going to work with? Because that's what Trybe is. You don't want to be working with 100 different brands, because then you're everywhere. Your mind's everywhere. You don't know what videos to make. You want 5 detailed brands. And you can take the route, like I told you, going through Instagram. Once you find them, get on retainer deals, and you just work with them month over month. You're on their creator calls every single week. You're asking questions. You're in their back pocket. You're getting the newest product drop. You're pushing out volume, and that's it. That's the name of the game. That's all I do. That's all the creators do. You find your brands, and you just work with them. Now, in the agency, like let's say, for example, if you guys want to come to the agency, you don't have to do this. I gave out sauce if you don't even join the community. If you guys want to join the agency, you essentially just say, hey, Austin, I want to work with this brand, and I assign you, and you just pump out content. That's it. These are paid per submission brands, so they're paying you a very small fee, but you're also getting percentages of sales. So you're getting that guaranteed pay, but you're also getting a percentage. So you just pump out volume. That's all it is. If you're getting in this program and you want to make money, but you're only going to put up 20 videos a month, you will not make full-time income. I'm sorry to tell you that. You have to put in the time to make that money. You will make money, but to make the $10,000 or $20,000, you have to be a volume pusher. You have to. You truly have to. The people in my communities, I'm training these people. It's like every time I see them out in the wild, I see their ads, it's like, okay, it's like a little mini version of me. And I'll go look at their profile. They put up 300 videos in the past month. I'm not saying that's what you have to do, but whenever I see someone that earned $15,000 in the past 30 days, they put up over 200 videos. So You need to get in this program and get in the mindset, okay, I'm going to work. I'm going to put videos up to make that money that I'm looking for, the 60 hours like you talked about, you're going to work. I'm going to make videos. But also, don't just make videos for just random products. You have to figure out what are the brands to work with. And it takes, like I said, it's a trial and error game. I have a lot of brands that I've worked with that essentially they don't run any ads behind the video, or essentially, it wasn't a good partnership. But once you find that brand that works with you, you double down on them and you're just in their back pocket. And also, you get on contracts. These brands, they'll give you a contract whenever you get on a retainer, and make sure you guys are signing these contracts, because that's essentially how they're going to pay you out. A lot of these creators, they're saying, hey, this brand sent me a contract, and I always say throw it in ChatGPT, and it'll say, we're looking for full usage rights. Essentially, it takes all your content, or we're looking to hold your videos. Make sure you're reading these brands. You want to be valued as a creator. You want to be heard and seen in this program, because I want you guys all to be a top creator, and you want to be on these contracts so that way they pay you out your guaranteed retainer money. So that way you guys pay your bills. But that's what I would say. Just go super hard your first 30 days. This is exactly what I did. My first 30 days, I put up 600 videos. I've never seen anyone put up that many videos their first 30 days ever in this program. But I put up 600 videos and I made close to $9,000. This month, I'll probably close like 22,000. And I cut it in half. I'm at like 400 videos, but just volume. It's just volume. I manage a whole community, so you have to find time. You have to find, if once you make that first sale, double down on it. Do that same angle again, make that same video, a different hook, different iteration, different, background, different color shirt. Just double down and make so many different angles. So that's what I would tell you from start to finish. 5 videos, reach out to brands, just put volume out and get on retainers.
Awesome. Thank you, man. That is super helpful. And I'm glad you brought up the Q4. A lot of people, I've shared this with smaller numbers of people recently, but going into Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, the more money is spent in Q4. It's exactly like you said. And I realized, like, us starting this here, we're early enough where we can have plenty of things out there. So you're saying videos that we create here in August, September, October, those can end up being used all throughout November, December, which are the really big months?
Correct. Unlike TikTok Shop, where you guys know the algorithm kind of depends on your video. So you get pushed out, but if that video dies off a week later, you don't make any sales. You make a good video for a brand, they're going to continue to run in that. If there's a good ROAS behind a video, they would never stop that video. So yeah, you're setting yourself up for success in that Q4.
Awesome, man. So I think that's everything I can think of with. Do you have any other thing? Maybe what's a question that I should have asked that I didn't ask yet? Can you think of anything?
So a question that I would ask is, because I kind of spoke on having that brand to create a relationship, and it's so important. And I think creators need to know that. If you join a brand, let's say on Trybe, and they send you a sample and they send you the product or whatever, they send you a creative brief, they say, hey, go make this angle, good luck. That's, yes, at the end of the day, you got a free sample, you got a product, you got a free product that may be a $100 product. You can take it, use it. That's not a brand you want to work with long term. You want a brand that's going to be in your back pocket. Hey, where's our video at? Hey, also, can you do this angle? Actually, I love your video. Can you do this? You want a brand that's going to have a full relationship with you. And I want Shara also to vouch for this, but every single Wednesday in my group, I get these founders. These are multi-million-dollar founders, getting them into the calls and saying, hey, I want you to introduce yourself to this community. I want to put a voice behind a face to see who you are as a person. Because no, I've never been in the money-making space where you see the person that's driving this business. Who's the person that's the owner and operator of this entire company? And then I want you to hear from them. What are they looking for? What's the certain persona? Who's the character? What's the age range? What's the demographic? I want to hear from that. Those are the brands you want to work with. You don't want to work with a brand that sends you a sample and a creative brief. Good luck. No, because that means there's so many creators to work with. If there's a brand where they're wanting to hop on a weekly call with you as a person individually, they don't have time. They can't do this for 1,000 creators. They have a certain group. That's who you work with. So that's one of the most important things. And if a brand's not willing to give that to creators, I don't even take the time to do it. I'll make the sample video. I'll take the free sample. I'll go on, make the video. But I work with products that literally the brands behind them. And also, I want to add in Shara onto this right before we end anything. Shara actually got a product. It's called Fitsleek. It's a brand we were talking about earlier today. Shara got a product, and Shara just joined in about 2 or 3 weeks ago. She came into a space right whenever we had the weekly call. She was able to see what it's like talking to this owner. hearing the backstory, how they started the product, how they failed from it. And then that fueled Shara. Like Shara's like, I want to make a video. This seems like a really good brand to work with. Like I want to work with them. I see the wins other people are making, but I just need direction. I need angles and stuff. We had a call literally yesterday. Shara got some video inspiration. She was like, okay, I'm pumped up. I'm fired. I know what videos I want to make. I just got to get them out. She pumped them out the next day because she had that inspiration. She felt, okay, I feel welcome as a creator. I have all these other samples for brands, but like, I want to make one for them because, you know, they just got on the call. I see what kind of videos they're wanting. She got a video out, and literally in the process, I can see the back end. They're already importing her video over to Meta. So she had like that little phase where she's like, I want it to be very perfect, but she knew where she wanted to go because she felt wanted by this brand. Okay, this brand's reaching out to me. They're sending me messages. They're hopping on calls. They're answering my questions. This is a brand that I work with. And I shared, she made a video. She made 3 videos same day. So essentially work with brands that want to value you as a creator is what I want to actually add in.
Awesome. Shara, you have any thoughts? Anything you want to share?
No, I'm just ready to go. This is all new for me, like the UGC space. I've created content. Obviously, Jason, you know that on social media. I can build a team. That's kind of, my background, but the whole creator side, and I guess maybe why, just speaking about Fit Sleeps, Austin's right. Like I hadn't pumped out any videos yet because I was like, oh, am I going to put a lot of time into something that's not going to give me return, and I don't really know the brands and don't really know the products. So Fit Sleeps is amazing, by the way. I think they're going to be a rocking group here for us in Whitelist Wealth. But, being new to the space, yeah, you don't really know what to do. But I literally followed the modules inside of Austin's school community. And like today, I have 4 more ready to go for that same brand, just because yesterday on the call, they told us, okay, so this is the angle that's working. Create more videos based on this angle. Like they're literally giving us the goods, right? Like straightforward to us. So like Austin said, working with brands that value you and really want to see you succeed while they're, back there making tons and tons of money. Those are the brands that you want to work with. And I'm just excited to start creating and doing more with this thing here. Yeah.
I know. I just thought of one question. So I've always believed in modeling the people. Find somebody who has the success you want and model what they've done to get there. And so from the perspective of what you see, seeing the whole community, some of those things I'm hearing are create good relationships with the brands, crank out a lot of content. What are some of the other traits of like Tahara or people who have just crushed it? What are some of their traits that I can help people coming in, or that we can encourage them to? These are the things you want to model.
Oh my goodness. Tahara is everywhere. I kid you not, every single brand that I see, she's on a leaderboard. Like every single brand. I'll start working on a new brand. I see her name up top. I'm just like, I literally sent her mentors like, you're with every single brand. And the thing is, she's everywhere. So she has all these opportunities. So I would say be everywhere. Be in the community. If you're going to join, be active, because that's how you guys are going to find all these opportunities. I can't help you if you don't say anything. Like if you just join in, you sit there quiet, I can't help you. I want to be on one-on-one calls, just like we're doing with Jason and Shara. I want to be right here talking to you guys, even if it's a 10-minute call. If you're lost or you're stuck, I want to hear things. Tahara, she's a top creator, but she still hops on a call with me almost every other day. I love her, but we're always on call. She's like, how can I do more? How can I get more retainers? I'm like, let's calm down, because you don't have that much time. Like you only have a certain amount of time. You only can do so much. I don't want you to pile on too much and then you get overwhelmed. So if you guys are joining in, what else can you do is be everywhere. But another thing I would say is learn from top creators. You guys will see on Trybe, I'm not sure if I can share my screen, but there's a top 100 portal. The top 100 portal is the best brands that are performing for the past 7 days. I want you guys to look through there and say, okay, why is this video so good? What's the hook? What catches their attention? What's the body? What's the CTA, the call to action, the offer they have to offer? How can I incorporate that into my video? I want you guys to look at it it's like school. You guys go to school somewhere and you learn from the professor, you learn from the teacher. These are like the mastermind people that are doing really good. how can you learn little bits and pieces from their content and incorporate it into your videos? And even me as a top creator, I don't have a single video in the top 100 right now. So I'm looking, okay, what angle, what was like a hook that I seen that I can use? Like, for example, I saw someone, they were like, they started the video off, they were picking their nose and like had their eyes all bucked out. I was like, oh my gosh, like that's a great angle. Like I got to use that in the video. But like, taking inspiration. It doesn't matter how good you are or how bad you think you are. Take video inspiration. Go on TikTok. Look at like the organic feed. Look at the shop posts and use that. I mean, you always can learn this program. I'm literally been doing this for years. I learn something new every day. So just be open to learning. Be open to consideration, because in the community, every single week I say, hey guys, I want you to drop your best video or drop a video you guys want some feedback on. There's not been a single video that's been perfect. You know, there's things that everyone can work on. And I don't say that as if like your video is not perfect. I say it as you have room to learn. I have room to learn. And I want you guys to take that as I'm not critiquing you as a person. I just want to see you guys succeed. So don't take anything I say as like too hard or saying, oh, he said my content is very bad. I'm saying this because I want to see you succeed. I know you have more in the tank. I know you could do better in a video. So that's where I use it. And also, if you guys are completely new, I've seen some very bad videos. I've seen some very good videos. But if you're willing to work with me, you can learn. That's the thing. Even if you guys don't even know how to make a video, if you're just willing to give me time and give me the opportunity to teach you guys, I will teach you. I hop on these one-on-one calls. I show you, okay, this is the product we're going to do for our 5 videos. Like for your profile, we're going to do skincare. We're going to do your favorite coffee. We're going to do your favorite pair of leggings. We're going to go through that. We're going to show you your favorite tennis racket. And I'm going to say, okay, this is a video we need to recreate. Let's take this style, and I want you to kind of use it and talk to me as if we're on FaceTime and tell me how you would sell this. What do you like about this product? What do you not like about this product? What are some things you could change about this? And I want you, like I go through here and I teach you guys. Like I said, your first video is going to be horrible, but if you're willing to learn, you will figure it out. That's all the game is.
Yeah, I just want to add to that. As someone, I'm newer to short. All my content has been hours long. You know, I got started on YouTube back in the day, and everything's been long form for me. But I've done about 300 short videos now, little ads and TikTok shop and things like that. It has been unbelievable. I remember someone once saying, you need to do 50 videos a day of this certain style. And I was like, I couldn't, that would literally take 10, 12, whatever hours.
Yeah.
And so I dug in one day and I ended up making 20. For those that don't know this, I stretched and I made 20 within like 2 or 3 hours or whatever it was. And I gained so much confidence from that. The next day I had the intention, let's see how much faster I can do 20. But in the same amount of time, I did 50. And just 2 days before, I was like, there's no way I can ever do 50 videos. And this was in like a 2 to 3 hours somewhere in the ranges there. And I only bring that up because your skill will grow especially early on, your first 1,000 videos. You are going to skill up like crazy and blow yourself away with how quickly you can do them and how much better your videos get. And then things will taper off, but you will always, it's like Austin just said, he's been doing this 6 years. Every day he's still getting better. And I just want to throw that out there, that's been my experience to someone who has sucked my whole life at short videos and getting to the point quickly. I've never been good at that. Just those, by the way, and those skills alone, those have transferred into all kinds of reels and shorts about anything. It doesn't even have to be about just the products anymore if I wanted to branch out to, normal reels and shorts. So, and anything you think we left out, Austin or Shara?
Well, I do like the fact that you said that skill set. Once you learn how to sell, you can't take that away from anybody. Like, it's not even the fact of selling. It's the fact of being in front of a camera. And I think that even if you don't do product reviews, even if you don't do Trybe, you need to be out there somewhere. You need to either be on YouTube, on Instagram, you need to be somewhere, even if it's a whole other platform. You have a story. Everyone is personal in their own way. You guys can use that for a product review or UGC, but either way, you guys need to be in front of a camera some way or somehow, either making money from it or just putting your story out there, because everyone has their own story. Use that to your advantage. Lean into it. And the way that I can sell you guys any product that's right here in front of me, I can sell it to you. And literally you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I need that product. That literally would change my whole life. Like if I start talking about this Magic Mind product, and I would say, if you're an everyday coffee drinker, you're tired of stimming out and being slumped over at 10 a.m. and being tired by 2 p.m., You're going to need this. It's going to have lion's mane, cordyceps, reishi for your energy, your focus, and just giving you that endurance. But the only problem is I tried to get them last week and they sold out. So I'm going to do you a favor and leave a link right here. As quick on the go as that is, you guys can sell, but you learn that skill. You're not going to have that skill the first day, but that's where you build it over time, just like a sport. So Jason, I mean, you've done the space for short form content, transfer it over. You've done if you've done the TikTok shop, transfer it over. You guys have the skill sets, and you'll be surprised, even if you've never made content, if you can speak to a human, you can sell something. Some of you guys come from sales backgrounds. Use it. Your first video is not going to be good. It's going to be the worst video you guys ever made. You're going to look back and like, that was the most cringiest video. You're going to hate to watch it, but you're going to see how far you come. And I watched my first video and I'm like, that is so bad. But now I look now, and then I look from a month ago. My videos are still bad. I think I can do much better on them. You learn. That's all it is. Learning game. That's all I would add to it, Jason.
Awesome. So everyone, there's somewhere around this video, it's probably a button right below. You can click the button. You'll be taken to Austin's school community. It's called Whitelist Wealth, and you'll be able to just jump in. There's a button somewhere to jump in. So really appreciate all your time. Austin and Shara, thank you so much for pouring everything into this and for taking time for this. And I look forward to the journey with all of you. So reach out if you have questions at any time, and I'm always here to serve. So go down, click the button, get started with us. We'll see you on the inside. Go look at the pinned post, go through the getting started info. It's great. It's all laid out perfectly. So we'll see you guys there. Click the button down below.